I've got a special video for you today. I'm going to try something new. I'm going to show you a setup and show you all the settings and give a basic overview of the strategy. And then in the second half of the video, I'm going to show you the live trades that I took from my live trade recording this morning, so you can see how it played out live in real time. This is the basics of the setup. I've got the ultimate delta histogram. It's also painting the candles. I've got VWAP, I've got the 20 SMA, I've got the 250 SMA. This line is a previous day VWAP close. It's part of the ultimate VWAP indicator. And then I've got the pivot points on the chart, as well as the ultimate POC, printing these little orange lines for the point of control of each candle. And then I'm using the trend and reversal indicator with the ultimate delta as the input. So this is measuring trend flow and divergences on the ultimate delta. So this setup is very much focused on delta and volume. This is the price action from this morning, Friday morning, when we're getting these green and red triangles. That is delta divergence. Get some divergence pre-market, have a nice move up. Got some divergence up here, nice move down. Divergence here, nice move up. So we're making this epic down move. We start getting some divergence, get a little pop up there. More divergence, pop up, divergence to the downside, pop down. So that's one thing that I'm looking at. Then I've got the trend flow of the ultimate delta, printing these green and red dots. I pay more attention to these dots when they are in opposition to the current move. This dot I might not pay as much attention to as I would this dot, or this dot, or this dot, because they are appearing after a significant move in the opposite direction. Here we've got a nice up move, and then we get the dot. Here we've got a nice down move, and then we get the dot. And the dot is showing us that the delta has been steadily climbing for a certain amount of bars. So what that's telling me is as we're making this move down, delta is steadily increasing, which is why you also see the divergence triangles here. And then once we reach a certain steady pace of delta floating up to the upside, we get one of these trend flow dots. And then I've got the ultimate delta painting the candle color. It's painting single bar divergence with these black candles, and then it's painting various colors depending on different levels of strength of the delta. So when I get these brighter reds and greens, I'm looking for either continuation in the same direction, or I'm looking for exhaustion, just depending on where the candle forms and what the price action is like and what the overall trend is like. Here we've got some very strong bullish delta, and we're breaking right above the 20 SMA. That's a very bullish sign to me. Here we've got some strong negative delta coming in, but it's after a very steep down move. And then we've got a big wick on this candle. We've got point of control drawn down into the wick. So this candle I might be thinking would be leaning more towards exhaustion. Get a nice pop up there. So that's another aspect of this setup. And then I'm also looking at the point of control. When I get the point of control drawn down into wicks, I'm looking for potential trap traders and a move in the opposite direction. So here we've got point of control drawn up into this wick as well. Nice move down. Point of control drawn down into this wick. Nice move up. Point of control drawn up into this wick. Nice move down. Point of control down in these wicks. Little move up. Point of control down in this wick. Nice move up. Point of control up in these wicks. And also wicking off of a very key level, the pivot point. It's very bearish. And then I'm also looking at single bar divergence. So this is an up closing candle, but we've got negative delta. So it prints the inside of the candle black. That's single bar divergence. So I'm looking for a potential breakout lower or higher. We get the breakout lower. I've also got delta divergence and point of control up into the wick. So anytime I'm getting multiple signals lining up on one particular candle, definitely taking note of that. I'm also looking at the different key levels in my chart. Here we've got point of control drawn up into all of these wicks. We're wicking right off of the 250 SMA. Got some delta divergence, and then I start getting some single bar divergence. And then we have a nice 60-point move down. So let me show you some of the settings real quick. I've got the MMT Ultimate VWAP with the current session VWAP activated, as well as previous sessions VWAP. It's this blue dashed line. You can see how many times this was honored this morning. We came right up to this level, bounced down quite a bit, had some other rejections along the way, on 6 or 7 other candles. Again over here. And then we came right up to this level once again and started wicking off of it. Got a very nice down move. This is plotting 5 sessions worth of previous day VWAPs. Then I've got the ultimate delta on the chart. I've got my usual levels of 100, 200, and 300. And this is for an NQ 1 minute chart. I've got the neutral up brush, the same exact color as the level 1 up brush. And the neutral down brush is the exact same color as the level 1 down brush. So you're really only seeing a change in candle color when it reaches a level 2 or a level 3, or if we get single bar divergence. Here I've got the single bar divergence activated and the bar color. For the ultimate POC, I've got the on top of candle feature deactivated. That way point of control is only appearing when it is in the wicks. When it's in the body, when the point of control is in the body, you will not see it. It only appears when it goes up into the wicks. And for me, that just helps reduce some visual chart clutter, and then I only focus on when the point of control is actually in the wicks. Then I've got the MMT trend and reversal indicator. I'm only using the trend flow. I've got a strength of 3 with the directional filter on. Using a strength of 2 is also a good option. It can help you get into trades a little bit sooner. So the only other thing I have activated on the trend and reversal is the divergence. Got a look back period of 1, overbought, oversold of 80 and 20. And then for my input series, I'm using the MMT Ultimate Delta. It's in up down tick mode, and the plot is the delta close. So that's the setup, and those are the settings. And now I'm going to show you the trades that I took during my live trade recording this morning, so you can see how this played out in real time and the opportunities that I decided to take. Just got into a long here on this huge candle about 8 seconds before it was done forming. It was just starting to massively overpower all of the other sized candles from this morning's open. Had a decent amount of delta coming into. I hopped in when we broke the 50s looking for a VWAP test. We made it up to VWAP and beyond. I've got a wider take profit on my ATM with these volatile markets. So I made 30 points instead of 10. That was just a basic price action trade in combination with delta and keeping an eye out for where my key levels are, looking to break areas of support and resistance. Basic stuff. Just got into another long. Saw this wick off of this area this previous day. VWAP, which also turned out to be the high of the 15-minute range. And I thought to myself, if we break this area, we're going to at least test the pivot point. So I use my one-click limit order feature here, put a limit order right above the previous day VWAP close and the 15-minute high. Got a nice long trade there. I was feeling pretty good about my 2 trades that I took today. I thought about taking them on the regular NQ. They were both filled pretty much instantaneously with hardly any drawdown. That would be nice to be up $1,000 per account instead of just 100. I've got 4 funded accounts, and then I just grabbed 2 more Take Profit Trader evals. While they still have the no fee deal going on, it's still one of the best deals out there. I almost got into a short a couple minutes after the 10 o'clock news. I was looking at this level below VWAP and below whole number. Almost put a sell order in at 498, thinking it would come down and test the 15-minute center over 30 points lower. We did. I did not take the trade, but it was nice to see that it did what I thought it was going to do. I've got an ES 5-minute chart, NQ 5-minute chart, NQ 1-minute chart, and I've got my MNQ 60-minute chart and daily chart. I've been thinking about trading the ES a little bit more with all the crazy volatility in the NQ. We just had a ton of negative delta coming through on the ES to the downside, as well as an ebb and flow dot on the ES and the NQ. Gotten the breakout lower, very nice move lower. Breakout lower on the NQ as well. I just went for a long here. Just got into a short. We pulled up to the pre-market low, also the 15-minute low. Just had a bunch of negative delta coming in the past 10 minutes on the NQ and the ES. And we're approaching 1030. We're way below the 250 SMA. So I was looking to get one more short in. I got 20 points or so. up around $140 on all of the accounts. I'm going to call it a day there. There's links to all the fun toys in the description. Anyone that's out there using code MonkeyMan is absolutely amazing. Thanks for the support. Thanks for watching. Best of luck in your trading. Have a great day.